Meeting will come to order. Good evening, everyone. Thank you for coming. This is a meeting of Lakeville Conservation Commission. Today is February 14th, I believe.
Yep.
And I will ask the individual members to identify themselves, starting at this end.
Joshua Faraday, John LeBlanc,
Bob Bouchard.
Joseph Chamberlain.
Nancy Yates.
Okay. Let's move on then. First is Staples Shore Road. This is a continuation. How you doing?
Good, how are you?
Good.
And, just for the record, Peter Backus with Ty and Bond on behalf of the City of Taunton, who's the applicant for the Staples Shore Road project here at the Esquimalt Dam. So since I was here last time, we've heard back from Natural Heritage. We do not have to do a muscle survey. So,
Yay!
yes, that was all. They just asked that we do, implement all the sedimentation erosion controls on the drawings, which not a problem. Where we did run into something though, with the eastern box turtle and the northern red-bellied cooter, I believe a copy was sent to you.
Oh yeah, you got plenty to do. You don't need to do a muscle survey. You got enough other stuff to do.
Yeah, I thought it was surprising that it's October 15th, April 15th, they still have all these restrictions in, but essentially we're starting to develop a turtle protection plan. While we had somebody qualified to do the original habitat assessment, we don't have anyone in-house who has a scientific collection permit for the northern red-bellied cooter. And there's very few people who do. So we're currently working to get a protection plan in place. But in the few conversations I've had with Natural Heritage, that's really all that's holding up. They just want the protection plan on file with them. They'll review it, approve it, and then on their end, they said we're ready to go. But again, pending. The plan isn't just a simple step. So. I guess on your end tonight, we were going to see if, obviously we want to do the joint order conditions with Middleborough. So I wasn't sure how to proceed from there. I wasn't sure if you would be willing to go ahead with, approval with the condition, with one of the stipulations being that we get the turtle plan approved through Natural Heritage before we even put a shovel in the ground, or if you want us to continue this. Wasn't sure which direction to go.
Mr. Chairman?
Yes.
When's your meeting when's your meeting with Middleborough?
Thursday.
We don't do it, but it's pretty common practice with other, commissions to close the hearing, and then we could work with them on the order of conditions and issue one joint, because you don't want an order of conditions from us that's different from theirs.
Exactly.
So
We did
we-
it with the vegetation
The last time.
clean up, yeah, on the river.
Yeah.
Right, so that's good.
Yeah, I guess as I said, the holdup I would say is if the other commission is, uncomfortable not putting in a stipulation about, waiting on the turtle protection plan. I haven't heard back from Middleborough yet as whether they would be comfortable with that or not. So I didn't know what that meant on your end.
What do you mean wait? I don't understand what you mean waiting on the turtle protection. You can't start until you have it.
Yeah, so I wasn't sure if they'd be willing to close the hearing and do an order of conditions pending that we get approval of that, or if they would want us to get the approval first, then issue the order of conditions.
Well, we have the requirements, so we can make a motion depending on them satisfying them, the fisheries or whatever it is. Right?
Yeah.
Well, like
we have
I
what
say, we
the
can close the hearing. We don't have to issue
Yeah.
an order of conditions. That can come at a later time. A lot of commissions do it that way. They close the hearing and then,
No, we had a joint, didn't we have a joint meeting with Middleborough on the cleanup of the river?
yeah, we have,
Right over there, yeah.
But we did it simultaneously.
right.
Right.
I don't think we wanna, I'll work with Tricia.
That's
We
probably-
could close the hearing and say we'd like to work together with Middleborough on the order of conditions, or do you wanna wait? I'd just assume,
That seems like it's the simplest and the most direct.
So
Whatever works best for you.
they've satisfied everything we had.
Right.
Every issue we had, right?
yep,
So, yeah, I feel comfortable with that.
right.
Same here.
And we'll
so.
just, see what I'm sure they're
The
gonna,
majority of the work is in there.
right, and they have to go include this, so,
Right.
like I say, we just you know,
And you're
work.
only good to do the work through April 15th, right?
Unless we get a biologist on staff, so we would somehow, you know, that again, we may be doing that just for the protection plan at this point, just because of the cooler, so, yeah, we can work, we would just have someone there, but depending on how it goes, we may wait until the fall, just to make things simpler and not even worry about a potential take.
Did you get the name of the guy who sat on a weed harvester in Long Pond? He's a special, qualified red belly cooter.
What was his name?
Not.
I can get you that.
That would be great, yeah.
Okay,
We're in contact with one of our sub-consultants, but they are not sure, we're not sure if they have, we haven't heard back, we're not sure if they have someone either.
Oh, I pictured him, I can't remember his name.
DP can't recommend somebody?
Natural Heritage said they have a list, but they've been, I haven't even heard back the initial replies to this yet, so it's been, they sound like they're quite overworked.
I think he was pretty, I don't think he came from far away. He sat on the harvester for that whole week
Yep.
when they were doing the
remember
harvesting,
that.
but you need to give me your contact information
yeah.
before you leave.
Will do. Yes.
Okay,
So do we have or was it something else?
No, that was it. I just, as I said, I didn't know which direction you wanted to proceed with this. We're happy to work jointly through Middleborough.
Any other discussion then?
Yeah, I have something. If we close the hearing, we have to issue an order of conditions within 21 days.
okay.
So I think it would be better to close the hearing, issue an order of conditions pending the, your specialist and getting the turtle protection plan and doing it jointly with Middleborough.
All right, that sounds good. So,
Oh, all right, yeah.
So moved.
There you go.
all right, so moved. Second.
All right. What was?
Oh, I can't do both. So
That was the
moved.
motion.
Second.
We have a second. Any other discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? None. Okay,
Thanks,
finally.
Josh.
Thank you, yes. Yeah.
Boy, it's nice
We
having
have
a
progress.
MHM here.
Good luck to
We'll
you.
get this cleaned up soon, yeah. Nice new one.
Good, thank you.
All right, next on the agenda, we have 334 Bedford Street, a request for determination of applicability. And I will read the notice. According to the provisions of Mass General Laws, Chapter 131, Section 40 of the Wetlands Protection Act, you will be hearing on a request for determination of applicability by Drake E. Ambo. How do I say that?
Bonino?
All right, close enough, I guess. To upgrade an existing failed septic system within 200 feet of a tributary to a surface water supply. Location of the project is 334 Bedford Street in Lakeville, map 57, block 1, lot 10. Public hearing will be held on Tuesday, February 14th. You're on.
Will Connolly, Zenith Consulting Engineers for the record. The site is 334 Bedford Street. We're proposing an upgrade to an existing failed septic system. There's a BVW and a perennial stream, which are both located off-site. As far as the septic goes, there's no components within the 200-foot riparian zone, and we have no work proposed within the 100-foot buffer. So the only work we're proposing is connecting the pipe, the existing plumbing to the proposed septic tank. So it's basically just going to be digging a trench. We propose silt sock along the left side of the house there. And we're proposing a dewatering basin if needed. So if there's any questions, I'd be happy to answer them.
Yeah, as you would imagine, the water table is really shallow.
They're just gonna say, have you dug a few holes?
Yeah,
Where'd you find water?
I did the perks out there. I think it was at like 18 inches. So
Not much.
it was ugly.
Low water.
Yeah.
Well, you got the pond right across the street, so that doesn't help any, which is really up now. Yeah, your dewatering, is something you're gonna have to keep an eye on.
Yeah, unless they wait till winter to install this, but
What's the timing now look like?
I don't know. I'm not sure exactly.
Is the house, is it on the market or?
I believe so, yeah, I believe it's been,
Yeah.
much else you could do,
No, gotta replace the system.
and the lot's not that big.
Yeah, where is the septic system gonna go again? Where's this leachy field?
So it's basically tucked, I mean, as far away from the resource area, kind of into the tree line here in the back of the property.
Yeah, so it's way back into those trees that we were looking at.
Yeah, that's the only way to get it over 100 feet from the well, so.
Exactly. Yeah, it's about the best and only place for it.
Now, you got it about a professional building, a dental building, but I believe they're on a water line,
Town water.
town water. So whatever,
Actually, Mr. Chairman,
Yes.
that's my question. Why aren't they going on town water? Or that's to the septic system. Are they on town water? I guess is my question.
No, there's a well, existing well right in the
Yeah, I
middle of
see
the
it.
lot.
I know, it's so small.
But still,
I think either way, they would probably want to push the system
probably.
to the back of the property just so there's not a massive hill in the backyard.
They'll have so much time before they have to hook up and join in.
They still need a septic.
Still, yeah.
I hate to say, but I think it's, mandatory on sale of the property.
what's that?
Hook up. It's town water. I mean, that's not our purview.
Yeah, no,
but
no, no.
I don't think so.
I was there when we were, I don't know, maybe it's changed. But I thought once with the sale of the property, you couldn't make the current owners do it, but,
Huh,
cause we'd rather see them on town water than
yeah,
on a well.
yeah.
Sure.
Anyway, I
Especially
don't know,
where it
did
is.
you look into that at all? Well, it wouldn't be you either, would it? Be
Yeah,
the
that's-
property owner, right?
yeah.
Okay. All right, just a question.
All right. Yeah, any other comments, questions? All for the better? All right, let's hear a motion then.
I make a motion that we issue a -3 determination with a condition that, we be notified immediately should, anything happen with the dewatering basin. A lot of times we, ask for a dewatering truck to be on site, but any problem with that at all, Bob needs to be notified immediately.
Okay.
Second.
Okay, motion and a second, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Thank you for your time.
Have a good night.
You're welcome. All right, we good? All right, next on the list is 4 Hazel Road. This is a request for a certificate of compliance.
From many moons ago.
Yeah, you're right, it's kind of a housekeeping in that there was an order of conditions issued a long time ago for the entire project. This focuses on
One lot.
one lot that was sort of overlooked in the process, and there was the wrong, not the wrong address, but the wrong street name, I think. It was one place it was labeled as Hazel, another place it was Baker rather, which connects to it. I didn't think you're all familiar with
There's
that.
also that East Howland Road assessors map address in there. I'm not even sure how that got in
Yeah, I'm
there.
not sure either, but this is what the lawyers gave us, so that's what we're going with.
That's what they wanted done. We'll do it what they want. Yep.
Okay.
You didn't notice the signatures back there, didn't you, on the signature page?
Yep. You're on it, Joe.
I'm on it. One,
You got it.
I can't even read who it is. We have myself, we have Steve Kudo, Neil Ingraham, Bob Bouchard, and what's the one just above Bob? That's why they have us both sign and print on the forms now.
Oh, I was gonna say Steve Kudo's already there.
Yeah, Steve's the second one,
Neil,
Neil.
Joe.
Doesn't make any difference anyway.
I can't make it out.
And I take it you did an on-site, Bob?
Was there, today, as a matter of fact. Everything looks well.
Did you ride your motorcycle down?
I saw a motorcycle today.
There hasn't been a day in the
Saw a
past 2
boat.
weeks I haven't
Boat
seen
out on the lake
motorcycles.
over the week.
What's that?
I saw a boat on the lake yesterday.
That's pushing it.
That's
That's
where it
pushing
should be.
We're going to boat show tomorrow.
Are you really?
Let's start thinking about that.
I was on an email exchange with one of the members in the BMW club up in Maine, and we were talking about, we used to run this whole series of ice races.
Oh, I remember that. My
Yeah.
first year.
Hundreds of cars out on lakes in New Hampshire and Maine
Don't see
racing.
that anymore.
You know, bulldozers out on the ice carving out racetracks for us. You can't even walk out
Not
there now.
years.
All right, do we have a motion?
I'll make a motion.
Yeah, go ahead.
I'll make a motion to issue a certificate of compliance for DEP number 192-256 for Hazel Road.
Okay, do we have a second?
I'll say it.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? None, motion carries. Next on the list is LeBaron. But we've been notified by the applicant that they wish to continue. So that means what we'll do, there's two ways to approach this. One is to just not open the hearing altogether, but that hasn't been our policy.
Well, you have to open it,
We have to open it
To extend it.
and continue it.
continue it.
Correct.
That's the proper way to doing, so that's what we're gonna do. So consider well, I'm gonna read the notice then, and that will officially open it. Pursuant to Mass General Laws, Chapter 131, the Wetlands Protection Act, Lakeville Conservation Commission will hold a public hearing on February 14th, 2023 at 7 PM at the Lakeville Police Station, 323 Bedford Street, for a filing of a notice of intent. The applicant, the residences at LeBaron Hills LLC, is proposing to construct 4 condominium buildings totaling 35 residential units with associated parking, drainage, and grading. 3 of the 4 buildings and an infiltration basin are within 100-foot buffer zone of a bordering vegetated wetland. 2 of the buildings are also associated with the 200-foot outer riparian zone of Thompson Brook. Project is located off LeBaron Boulevard and is also identified as Assessor's Map 26, Block 3, Plot 10. Okay, so it's open. Do I hear a motion to continue?
I'll make a motion to continue LeBaron at the applicant's request
Okay,
to the next meeting, which would be
28th.
February 28th.
28th, yeah.
At 7 PM, second with discussion. For the zoning board of appeals, Beals and Thomas are the peer reviewer for the zoning board of appeals, and they have agreed to also review it for
Oh,
Concom.
good.
Okay, just so everybody knows, so we're all on the same page.
That's good.
Good.
Okay, so motion and second.
Motion and second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye, opposed? None. So the motion carries.
Did you bring coffee?
Sorry.
Now, let me apologize in advance because we didn't have signatures. So, we're gonna have to come in and sign, but I have some other signatures here for the other.
I think we all live in town, Bob.
No, it's, just one more thing that we have to worry about. All right, while that goes around, how about minutes?
I thought we had already approved these. I've been through the
For the 22nd?
for November 22nd and see no problems.
All right,
Josh, did you say continue to the 28th? I'm sorry.
That was
Yeah,
the date,
28th.
yeah. Unless they specified a different date in their request.
No.
We're not signing LeBaron.
no.
So are we looking for a motion to approve the minutes, or are you saying we already did?
I was waiting for Joe.
I thought we
Just waiting.
had. If we haven't, I'll make the motion that we approve the minutes.
Well, why don't we vote on it, and if it's a mistake, we'll correct it next time,
Okay, for November 22nd, 2022.
okay?
I'll second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Yeah, you might be right, because I did remember talking
It
about that.
sounds familiar now that you say
I remember
it.
talking about that sidewalk.
I thought we had done it.
Doesn't hurt to approve them twice.
No?
Better than
No harm
zero.
done.
Mr. Chairman,
Yep,
is folks here for LeBaron? Close to that.
yeah, I'm sure, LeBaron, right? What can we do for you?
Oh, I just wanted to.
Oh,
Oh, sorry.
go ahead, no.
Oh, okay. Personally, I just have kind of a personal self-interest issue. I just wanted to make sure that the drainage is okay. I mean, in terms of what's being discussed, because outside of our house right now, we've got almost flooding conditions sometimes, depending on the rain.
Let me hold you up just for a second here.
Sure.
We've already voted on it, so, to continue it, which means we can't legally discuss it, but we can listen to what you've got to say.
Oh,
So-
okay. Well, can I?
Be my guest, go ahead.
I was unclear, I thought that the developer was gonna make a presentation.
Can you come up to the mic?
Yeah, would you come up here and,
Oh, sure.
We have Mike, so Peggy.
And did you, Mr. Chairman, did you, before you came in, or after you came in, did you hear me say that that the zoning board of appeals is gonna have a peer reviewer who is going to go over all of it, all the drainage calculations, everything, and the same peer reviewer, Beals and Thomas, is also gonna, review it for the Conservation Commission, and they're working for us. So a peer reviewer that's gonna come in and make sure everything is working properly is working for the zoning board of appeals and also working for us.
Okay. Oh, good. That makes me feel better.
And I think they will make a presentation at our next meeting.
probably.
Which is the
The
28th.
28th.
Oh, okay. All right, cool. All right, well, I mean, I can still speak my mind if you want me to, but otherwise,
If you want to be our guest,
You can.
well, I mean, basically, it's pretty simple. I mean, it's just, do you want me to sit up here for the mic?
sure, yes,
But
please.
the microphones.
And identify yourself, name and address.
Okay, well, the name is Paul Kirkby. Address is 37 Country Club Lane in Lakeville. So, I mean, yeah, my issue's just, really simple. I'm not really concerned about vegetation and all that kind of stuff. My concern was just the drainage issue. Right now, well, two things. First of all, I already went and took a look at the plot, and I can see that I'm already downhill of that. What I don't know is the water gonna go slightly different direction? I'm not a hydrologist, I don't
Sorry.
know. All I know is that, we've had a couple of serious rains where it ends up into like the 3 or 4 inch category, where the water runs down Country Club Lane and it kind of like pools in this spot that's right near our house. And so,
The intersection.
the intersection, right, well, yeah, the intersection, we live in the corner of, right, Country Club Lane and LeBaron, and, anyway, so, drainage is the big item. I just wanna make sure that it, you're taking away ground that right now is trees and grass and whatever. I just wanna make sure that something is gonna be done in terms of funneling the water somewhere.
Okay.
I'd rather not have it be in my yard, so.
Understood.
That's about it.
Would you like a copy of the plan?
Sure, I mean, I think,
And you realize, through you, Mr. Chairman, that that peer reviewer is an engineering firm that's working for us and working for the zoning board of appeals, but
Okay,
you're
great.
welcome to this copy. I can always get another one.
oh, wow, that's great.
Okay.
Okay, thanks. But, yeah, okay, that was it. That was it.
All right, well,
I didn't take up any more of your time.
Glad to have input.
This is for us just to look at, or?
You can have
You
it.
can have that.
Yep.
All right.
Great, well, thank you very much. That's about it.
Yeah, so see you next time.
Which one? Which one?
Yeah, exactly.
Well, here's where they are. coming right there, and then as it goes on, it shows you the detail of like even where the drainage is gonna be, okay?
Okay.
So
Great.
peruse it
All
at
right.
your own speed.
So, 28th, then the developer will be here?
Yeah, and you might wanna call the office to check with us if they continue again, I don't know, it's gonna take the peer reviewer a while to review that, so if they don't come on the 28th, we would be saying when we'll continue it to again. But if you call the office on the 28th, they can tell you whether or not it was continued again, or whether it's really gonna happen, so you don't come all the way out
Okay.
All right.
in the snowstorm, or whatever. Hopefully not.
No? How dare you?
Well, you never know, it was what, 10 below the other day, so.
Yeah. Oh, no,
The
that's
fifth
cool.
straight week I've gone out the yard, started up my plow, warmed it up, moved it around, and parked it again. 5 weeks, but I don't dare take the plow off.
Yeah,
Good luck, good luck.
Yes, as long as they leave it on, it won't snow, right? Although, I'll bet we're gonna have a March and an April that's,
Yeah, it could easily happen, I know.
oh yeah,
A heavy wet one.
heavy wet, yeah.
All right, well, maybe we can celebrate Valentine's after all.
thank you for coming.
Thank you.
All right, so what's the deal with Ted Williams?
I don't know.
I thought maybe they had called, I didn't, realize I was the one that said that. Well, I got a call from Paula Hool from the Parks Department, they're having a big to-do on March 26th at Ted Williams Camp, and they want all the boards and commissions to, like, have a table and put things on. So, I'm not gonna be here.
Is it inside or
I am,
outside?
what?
Inside or outside?
Outside,
What?
You said March,
Like,
right?
What is it?
March 26th.
What is it?
It's you know how they used to have the Winterfest? Kinda sounds like they're trying to do something similar.
Why do it outside? To the vagaries of the New England weather.
Well, maybe it's rented it, or, you know, they don't wanna give up the opportunity to make the money off a rental, maybe, I don't know, I'm just speculating, but I'm probably gonna set up a table, to have the Rangers watch it for the APC. And we have a brochure, which we're talking about having reprinted,
Reprinted.
but we didn't know how many copies.
500.
Okay, good. So if we have that reprinted on the APC table, we'll
We can
put
put it-
our brochure, so that will be our participation. I
Okay.
mean, I would be there, if somebody wants to be there, that would be great, and I would be there, but
You don't want me speaking for the
What day of the week is it?
it's a Saturday. Oh, I don't know, 26th. I think it's a Saturday.
The 28th is a
It's the
Tuesday.
27th is my birthday, so I'm gonna be.
26th is a Sunday.
Sunday, all
It's a
right.
Sunday.
What
Yeah,
time?
Same,
What are the times?
I think it's 10 to 2. How about I'll email you?
Perfect.
All right, if you go, that would be great. That'd be great.
We'll see.
Okay.
I'll let you know.
Well, the brochures will be there, so that will be a good way to distribute the brochures, right?
okay. Absolutely.
And if I don't end up not going away for my birthday,
Where are they being printed?
Barbara Standish.
Okay, usual.
Same. All right, good. I think that's,
Didn't Joe say he had new business?
Yeah, on the new business, I got the annual notice, which is kind of weird because it doesn't say when it's gonna start. This is for the aerial application of pesticides.
oh,
And I know that in the past, the minute this thing hits the news, everyone starts calling the Conservation Commission and they list all the towns and we're in there and so forth and what's gonna be used. But they're not listing when this is going to start.
Talking about mosquitoes?
Yes,
Okay, we said aerial pesticides.
yeah.
Suppose that would be the only
Aerial
thing.
application of pesticides. And then, between the hours of 5 AM to 5 AM to 5 PM as conditions permit, but they don't say when it's going to start, so what can I say? But just so we know, if the phone starts ringing off the hook,
well, it did last year or the year before.
I'm not sure.
I forget, one of those recent past, we got a ton of calls.
Ton of calls, just so, in fact, you probably should have this in your file. It was a legal notice as required.
Okay.
And you never know, like you say, because sometimes you get a lot of people, you get home gardeners, people with outdoor animals, and they get all excited, when's it gonna happen, and how's it gonna be done, and all that sort of stuff. And they don't mention anything, they do Plymouth County Mosquito Control will they have a truck that'll go around and spray your backyard, basically. But this is just for the aerial application.
Right.
And
this
they're
is-
not supposed to do it near the water, but I gotta
That-
tell you, I hear like the B-52 coming.
In my house, which is an A-frame, I can look up like this and see the lights coming over like this, because I'm right in Highland Road. And then, I hope this guy pulls up before he gets to my house. As he's through spraying it on both my ponds, right?
Okay, John,
Oh, motion to adjourn.
Second, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Boy, that's
We did it
new
again.
record for